Hello everyone, this is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, the Holle, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero, and this is Rifts, the Face of Evil, which is actually the name of the first adventure ever published for Rifts back in 1991, and so this is totally a nostalgia thing that we're doing here. So if you're an old hat at Rifts, if this is your jam, we hope you're really enjoying this. A lot of thank yous to the people that have subscribed. We just keep getting more and more. There's three ways that you can respond to social media. You can hit the like button, which we'd love you to do if you like us. You can make a comment, which we'd also love you to do if you really like us. But one thing that you can also do is actually share a link or repost, right? Not only are you responding, but you're also saying, no, I'm going to actually put this out there on my own account. And that actually kind of is worth more on the scale of things. So if you really, really like us, consider sharing this with other people that you know who have played Rifts in the past and would love to see or hear, however you want to interact with us, an actual play game to kind of relive those old moments. Or if there's somebody out there who has been Rifts, this, blah, 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 Rifts, and you're like, no, actually, it's pretty good. Check out these guys. Share the link with them. We'd love to get out there more and have more people join in. So I just was talking with another guy online who had never heard of Rifts before. I told him a little about it, but he checked out our show and is loving it. He says that this is a cool game. He didn't think that everything he had heard about it was that it was super difficult and hard. And yet, it's not all that hard, is it, guys?
No, not at all.
There are other systems that are a whole lot more mechanical and counterintuitive.
And
Yeah.
of course, we got the greatest GM ever. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, well, that's how he gets the extra experience points between sessions. But,
Exactly.
right. So, when we last left, you guys were meditating on a ley line for Portland, and the rest were kind of putting their plans together. And you were reflecting on everything that had just happened, and there were some mostly failed insanity checks, if I recall. Sir Luke, you came out scot-free. Well, Sir Luke did well. He came out scot-free.
I did well, yeah.
I would defy you and say that Portland did well. I'm actually kind of jealous of that.
I did.
Portland,
I'm so angry.
Portland now evil, yeah. Yeah, but there's a few obsessions going on now.
I'm pretty sure that I have an obsession with avoiding fame, and I just want to track down this figure and bring him to some justice.
That's right.
So
that's
like
right.
You and I
kind
are
of
opposites in
left.
that you're trying to avoid fame, and I'm just trying to hoover as much of it as I can.
Well,
for everything I do, you can take the credit for all of it.
Delightful.
awesome. So, in addition, you have old Jack Rasputin and Sly with you, and James T. And these guys had suggested, because most of you are armorless right now, that you make for where they had originally come from before they came to Trapper's Cove, which is the city of the Relic. And the Relic rests on the bones of Old Hamilton, what used to be Hamilton, Ontario. Right on right where kind of the, I don't know, what is that, the armpit of Lake Ontario? And yeah, that's kind of what they suggest, because it's a place you can get a lot of stuff, and it doesn't quite have the same high profile as Laszlo. Laszlo is there's a lot of eyes on Laszlo, whereas there aren't a lot of eyes on Relic. And they had an idea about hitting a coalition depot to get some of the things that would be necessary to extract that sweet, sweet revenge on him, whoever it is that James T. keeps referring to. So we won't necessarily go through the play-by-play of the journey to Relic. Basically, it's as long a journey as it would take to get from Guelph to Hamilton today, except without roads. But you guys have hover cycles, you've got a horse, a big boss ATV, and old Jack has his robot vehicle, and Rasputin and Sly have their power armor. But the one, I think it's Sly's power armor is not in very good condition. It's pretty rough. So you will have made your way to the Relic. over the course of a few days. And
Getting to know each other along the way, and
that's
It
right.
takes days to get from Guelph to Hamilton.
Going through forest. I mean, I guess you could. There's probably a road that leads down to what's called the Cartier Ranch, which is near Chatham. But you're looking at. I mean, well, how long would it take to drive from Guelph to Hamilton now?
47 minutes max.
At what speed?
Probably like 90 kilometers an hour.
Okay, so
How
you're
fast are
going
horses?
at a
I
full.
think that's our limiter.
Yeah, at a
Yeah,
full
the horse-
gallop, it would go pretty quick, but it's not going to be able to
You're still
sustain
taking the
that.
horse?
well, of course I'm taking my horse. How else
You
am I
got
going to do
bikes.
We can't leave the
it? I
horse.
don't have
He's
a bike.
He's
Get
like
on my bike. Or someone's bike.
I'm
Or
not
the-
leaving my horse.
the ATV. But
Oh.
we can't leave. Oh, Orion. We've gone with Orion now. I was going to go with glue stick or mayo, but that's fine.
No, don't.
Glue
don't.
stick.
Don't.
Oh my. Remind me again
Guelph to
what the
Hamilton is like
significance of this horse is.
41 minutes.
He started the game with it.
That's the significance, is that you have a horse and that's all I care. That's all you care about.
This is my horse. It is not the best horse, but it's mine.
It's a pretty damn good horse.
Is it though? What makes it good? What makes this horse good?
It's stew. It's
many-
stew.
how many
Obviously
pounds?
makes it good.
Oh,
you
God.
fucking make my horse into stew. I'll fuck you all up.
Hey,
All right.
we gotta eat, buddy.
So-
if we run out of food, I'm gonna eat that thing.
You will see a very, very angry cyber knight if you try to make my horse into stew.
But then much protein you would get. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, man.
You are not eating my horse
Yet.
at all. Fuck you. Jesus Christ.
All right. So it does take a little while because you're not going at full horse speed. You're going at, the speed that's not going to break the horse.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt him.
No, and so the hover cycles will be kind of making a perimeter, right, doing some scouting ahead and stuff like that, because they can go above the treetops. The ATV will, be crawling along beside the horse or behind the horse, and the large robot vehicles will lumber along, and the power armor and such as well. You eventually do make your way to Relic, and this is kind of what Relic looks like.
So every time you say relic, I kind of picture Beachcomber. So
Not him, no.
yeah, see a Welsh man with a toque.
Yeah. This is what they call the Relic. And at first glance, well, I guess if you're in Rifts, right, you would think that you would have been teleported back to the 21st century. If you look, right, the buildings seem to be in relatively good shape. They might have some scars to them, they look like they're kind of patchwork, like not all the materials match. But they have skyscrapers. They've got, multi-story buildings. They've got electricity. They've got ATMs and all sorts of things like that.
Service charges are obscene, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially.
God.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's some subtle things that you wouldn't have found in the 21st century, like, there's a juicer just kind of hanging out there, leaning up against the wall. And
You been to Hamilton? Just throw it out there.
have you ever encountered a juicer? Okay, so
I might have.
In Hamilton?
Just a bit. Just a bit.
I wouldn't doubt that actually.
I actually probably know that guy.
You've come across some fucking weird shit there.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
true.
But so you see there's people that are trying to actually hack the bank machines. You get high-tech hover vehicles zooming overhead. So it's imagining kind of Hamilton as it looks now with flying cars. You get some more exotic things too. The place is about half DB, and not all the same kind of DB. There's one sort of DB called a Noli Bushman that has a very flat, smooth skin, no nose, things like that. There's a lot of Psy Stalkers roaming around. Griot are around as well. They're big kind of lizard people. Tattooed
Uh-oh.
guys like this guy here, you would notice, Sir Luke, that he has tattoos similar to yours,
Oh, yeah.
as well as partial conversion cyborgs walking around and the like. So, crazies as well with implants. And, of course, the hooded, robed, or cloaked individuals that wear the same sort of trappings as Portland, the ley line walkers, and other such magic users. Right? Nobody dares copy their appearance because of their trademark look. But yeah, you also see some techno wizards, so guys they tend to wear things like bomber jackets and stuff like that. But they have a way of mixing technology and magic together. As well, there's, you think you see, for a moment, a dragon fly behind one of the skyscrapers. Doesn't come out the other side, but, there's all sorts of things going on here. And yet it's all kind of in the same sort of milieu or look as 21st century Hamilton. What's happened was that it... Yeah, go for it.
Sorry.
Has the housing bubble popped yet, or what?
Possibly.
You want to go there right now? Anyways, what's the weather like?
It's late fall, so you're
What
looking
time is
at...
it?
You guys will get in probably mid-morning.
Mid-morning. Okay, sounds good. That's why I know
10
what
o'clock,
time
10:30.
it is. 10:30?
I'd say 10:30. Yeah, I'd say 10:30.
Okay. Are we deciding what we're going to do today? I'm just curious. This is important.
Shopping.
Yeah, you'll probably do a few things today.
Okay.
There's lots to choose from. It's a very well developed settlement. It houses quite a number of people. It's got a population of what did we say here? 190,000. So that's pretty big. So it's quite a large place. It's very stark contrast to Trapper's Cove that you were just at, not a few days ago, and yeah, it's got everything that you would expect in a big city of its era, right? There's a half a dozen libraries. There's a shopping mall. There's 100 small stores and shops scattered throughout the city. Twice as many taverns and restaurants as that. It has a large hospital, city hall, convention centers, movie theaters, clubs, historical museum. It's got industry, all sorts of stuff. So it's a very sufficient and well-to-do city. It's not as big as Laszlo, and it certainly doesn't seem to be as magically oriented as Laszlo. But yeah, the people here seem to be getting along rather. It's kind of like a regular city. For the most part, it's okay, but there's crime and there's street
And
toughs
Laszlo
and stuff like that.
Modern day Toronto.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Toronto filled with magic and Hamilton filled with mutants. Typical.
No,
Yeah.
not many mutants. No, I mean there are some, but not many. Mostly dimensional beings.
Are there stables?
You could find a place to stable for sure.
I was gonna say, because me riding a horse into here is how unusual is that?
Well, you do see other people on horseback as well. Like,
Okay, good.
there
Just wanna
are
make
people that come into Relic from the outlying countryside, and as you got closer to Relic, it's more like you would have now with a rural area surrounding that's growing food and things like that, with barns and stuff and tractors, and the technology level ramps up quite fast as you approach the outskirts of here. You guys walk into this. Old Jack seems to know where he's going as he lumbers through the streets in a giant robot vehicle. They don't make him check anything at the gates because there's not really any gates. There's no wall or anything like that. But what you do see is armed police in armor everywhere. And power armor, light power armor, as well as they're wearing, they're wearing uniforms that have the Civil Defense Corps, they're called, and there's Psy Stalkers that are wearing uniforms as well. It seems to have a very well structured social kind of net, right? Like there's got to be a tax base if you're paying for all of these police officers and public transit and stuff like that. So you guys walk into that. Old Jack's robot is not the only robot vehicle. There are others that have walked into town. The streets are kind of there's signs for where people can bring their robots and leave their robots and things like that. Hover cars zooming overhead, lots of hover cycles, and there are people on horseback as well. So it's quite a blend of things. Old Jack will head off in a particular direction. The two Psy Stalkers will follow him in their power armor, and he basically radios into you, Sir Luke, because you have your your environmental body armor with radio. That they're gonna go see just what they can get for these things, and that'll come over the radios on the Speedster hover cycles and the Big Boss ATV as well.
They're gonna sell them.
Well, we're gonna salvage his, and he points to the extremely damaged. The extremely damaged armor that basically has been limping all the way here, and this robot vehicle doesn't have much more left in it.
I mean, if you can salvage any weaponry, we might be able to strap that to the ATV.
Well, I ain't no engineer. So
I mean, alternatively, I think does your horse have a turret mount somewhere in there?
No turret mount. I would like to avoid, him shooting things from his torso.
Why?
Why? No one would expect that.
No, but also the horse.
Orion the Borg horse. Come on.
The horse also would not expect that because
you know what the horse expects.
I don't even know.
Have you spoken to this horse?
We speak quite frequently. In fact, we are right. It's my horse, and we have a symbiotic relationship.
What does it say back to you?
Is it symbiotic though? Because at this point, you have the advantage of mobility from riding him around. What's his advantage?
He gets sugar
wiener
cubes
on his back. Like
sugar cubes.
Oh, so diabetes.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're killing your horse.
Slowly, but he enjoys it, so it's all good.
But wouldn't that be faster if we put the turret on him?
Holy fuck!
We're just expediting this now.
Are we really talking about this right now? Jesus.
I think having a war horse would be better than the horse you have right now.
I am guaranteeing that the weapons on the robot are probably too heavy for the horse to carry.
Why don't you ask the horse that?
So it's almost like the horse is an impractical mode of transport in this setting.
Well, no, because I'm the weapon.
Well, that's very, arrogant of yourself to say so. He can be a weapon too.
Well, he is.
You're not really respecting the dignity of the horse here.
In combination, we are a symbiotic force that works together.
I don't remember the horse fighting those robots.
Well, because it's...
All right. And so, what do you guys want to do?
MDC hooves.
I'm going for dim sum.
Or reasonable facsimile thereof.
Do I have a poncho or something like that I can wear?
You probably have, you have some sort of hooded thing. You've been trying to stay low for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if you have something that covers you like that.
Yeah, I wanna basically have that. Find somewhere that I can park this ATV. Find a hiding spot as well for James T. Or figure out what we're gonna do with James T. from Old Jack. Where he's gonna go, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you can radio. Yeah, you radio to him. He's like, just leave him in the ATV.
Oh, I want to radio back, but should I cover him up?
Well, I think he can cover himself up. As long as nobody sees that he's just a chest with arms. People will just think he's a bot or a Borg.
Can we just get him legs?
I don't know if that'll be that easy. I ain't never seen any technology like him.
Oh, we can't just grab his head onto a new cyber body or something.
Okay, go with me here. We graft it onto the horse.
Oh
My
shit!
God.
And
Why?
then he can maintain. He
Why?
can,
Robot
Just why?
Centaur.
Why?
and then he can manage the turret.
Oh, I'm not seeing a downside.
I
I
am
see no
seeing many.
downside.
I'm seeing many downsides.
Even the horse agrees.
No, I don't.
Wow. You went there.
You went full horse.
Can I
You never go full horse. You never go full horse.
Oh, and you didn't even lean in with nay. You just went with
Whole sentence.
He's a very intelligent horse. He's a cybernetic horse. They're very skilled.
what differentiates a horse with a cyberknight horse? Is it like a horse with a dog's mouth? Because that'd be horrifying.
All right, so
Leave him alone. He's never done anything to you.
Improve him.
okay. So you guys head to a restaurant then, and although it's not the Star Wars cantina, it's that sort of blend of creatures. You've got a very good blend of a variety of different dimensional beings, along with regular old humans, and they're all getting along rather well. Although what you might expect for dim sum in the 21st century is not quite what you get at this day and age. It's whatever they are particularly growing or catching out of the lake or raising, and some of the food is flavored in a way that's not necessarily human. So, but you can sit down and get yourself a decent meal. You're probably looking at about 10 credits each. And they do take universal credit as well.
Worth it.
Yeah, I'll have something to eat.
So, so you guys are there. And Lex, what do you want to do? You wouldn't actually stick out in this particular environment, but
Do I see any other dog boys around?
you think so at first, but then you realize that they don't have legs like yours. So dog boys have legs very similar to humans, how the knee bends in the front and you got a kneecap and all that stuff. Whereas these ones that are walking around, there's two of them, they look to be more less like domesticated dogs and more like coyotes. And they have standard kind of canine haunches and that kind of they're walking on the paws sort of thing, as opposed to having clawed humanoid feet. They could be some sort of genetic aberration. I mean, you're an awfully short, golden retriever as far as dog boys go, but they could be some sort of aberration whereby they didn't quite get human legs. But there are canine-ish DBs and or mutants.
Okay, so I'll put my hood down
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of sit and get some food and eat. These other canines are they wearing armor? What are they like?
They look like they're just wearing clothes. Their clothes tend to be more tunic-like. They drape kind of down past their waist when they have a belt that ties around their waist. They seem to have rather modern kind of compound bows slung across their shoulders and quivers like arrows on their back, like a quiver of arrows on their back as well.
Could I actually get up and go chat with one of them, or if there's a group, kind of go chat with the group?
Yeah, there's two of them. That's all. Those are the only two that you see in here. But yeah,
Are they together or are they separate?
no, they're walking around together. Yeah, and you can walk over to them. They notice you.
So-
They notice you approach. None of your senses. You're detecting quite a number of magical things around and psychic energy and things like that. So it's very hard for you to trace one single sensation. But as you get closer to these two, you're not picking up any psionics or magic from them.
So I just want to walk in and or just kind of walk over to them, and just say, "Whereabouts are you guys from that brings you here to Relic?"
Hey, you lucked out. In a very heavily accented American, one of them responds to you. You speak good. How long you here?
Well, I'm just passing through with some friends. I want to try and get some more armor. My armor was destroyed a few days ago.
And he looks at the other one, and he speaks in a bit of a guttural language that you don't know to the other one, who replies in a kind of this sort of yelping guttural language. He turns back and says, "You've found good armor?"
Well, I had some given to me, and then it was destroyed. I need something new.
We find armor here very strong. Weapons, and he kind of tugs on the bow. Very strong.
Where should I go get it?
They both look at you and say, "Come, get weapons, armor."
How
Come.
long? I need to eat.
We will eat too.
Okay, I'm gonna go with them.
Okay, you go to go with them, and where you eat, they said.
I'm gonna point over to the table with the rest of the group there.
Okay, and they look at you and nod, and they walk over to the table.
Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah.
go to the table and I'll sit in my chair.
Okay, and so you guys see these two, Sir Luke and Portland and Senate, these two kind of coyote-ish versions of Lex, taller. They're probably, closer to about 5'2". They walk over, and again, they have different legs than Lex does, but they just walk up to your table and start smelling the food that's on the table.
Who are you new friends?
Am I sitting close to Sir Luke?
Sure.
Okay, so I just want to turn to him and just kind of quietly say, "I don't actually know. They said they'd help me find armor."
Oh. They know where the armor is. Okay.
But now I think that they want me to feed them.
Actually, one of them just kind of reaches out and grabs some of the food off of one of your plates and just tosses it in his mouth, and kind of gives it a taste. And he nods to the other one.
I'll take my bowl of food or plate of food and just kind of slide it in front of him.
Okay, and they both kind of put their heads down and just eat off the plate like dogs would, right? Just kind of both of them at the same time. Just it looks like they're very hungry. They just, they devour it very quickly. And the one that can speak American says, "Good food, good."
Yeah.
We go get armor now.
Come. And
Hey,
So I'm gonna get up and follow them.
so hey Lex, do you want some company?
Are you wanting to come with me?
So my characters look at these guys and he's like, he's not suspicious necessarily, but I mean, just cautious, right? And I don't think it's a necessarily good idea for my friend to go off completely alone with these guys.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'd certainly be interested to see what they have. That's what my answer is.
Senate, Portland.
Okay, so I'm just gonna follow these two coyotes.
Okay.
And I'll just quickly say I had a bit of shopping to do, and I don't know that, respectfully, dog boy armor was on my list. Is there anything you might need outside of that, Lex, that I can grab for you?
These guys said that there's armor,
but you
there's
need-
weapons, there's all kinds of stuff.
Oh. And I'll look at the others and kind of shrug and be like, "Did we check it out? And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work."
I'm already going with
How
Lex,
about-
so if you want to come,
How about I go, and then if it's valuable, then I'll bring you guys back.
Well, no, I don't mind
wanna-
coming
Yeah,
along,
well,
and if it's
yeah.
not valuable, we'll just go somewhere else.
Cool.
So I'll kind of grab a final face full of what passes for dim sum,
Yeah.
reflect on whether or not it's worth having the alignment conversation, and then pay my 10 credits and mosey out the bar.
All right. Cool. Portland will accompany you. Again, he gets his to go and keeps eating it out of the, the trapezoidal container with using chopsticks. So, telling you the whole time, of course, that it's all very good. But
Well, thank God it's not evil. Evil dim sum.
no, it's impossible to have evil dim sum.
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
I've had some dim sum that did not sit the right way later on. It was pretty evil.
I think that's a reflection on you, not so much the dim sum.
Maybe. I did something with hot sauce that really just destroyed my...
God. Don't do that with hot sauce. Okay.
No,
So,
don't do that.
yeah. So you guys walk along, and the two kind of lead the way. One of them kind of smelling the air as they go, and looking at the others and nodding, and they kind of wind you back down some side streets until you come to it's a shop. Who can read here?
I could definitely read.
Yeah.
Is it American?
Yeah, it's written in American. You don't have to roll anything. Like it's not complex. Okay. I'm just wondering if you can read it all. That's all.
Yeah.
It's basically Arms Emporium. Basically, is what it calls itself. And it's got a number of things in the window. The windows are barred as well. So there's a number of suits of our body armor on mannequins and things like that. And the two coyote-ish guys walk in, and a little electronic chime goes as they step inside. And
is there Sir Luke-sized armor in there?
Yeah, seems to be. I mean, like,
Oh.
yeah, they seem to have a variety of sizes and the like. And might
as well take a look.
As you walk in, the DB behind the counter, who happens to have, it looks like almost two sorts of fingers around his mouth with long claws. He says, "You have to leave your weapons there. No weapons entering."
No worries. I'll put my weapons to the side.
Yeah, there's a small drawer that basically slides out. You're kind of in a small sort of foyer that's got another door that they have to buzz you through to come in.
I'll put my hand out on Sir Luke's chest and be like, "Sorry, you previously identified as a weapon. You're going to have to stay outside. I don't think you're going to fit the door. So I'll let you know if there's anything good."
Fuck. What? Of course it's going to come back to bite me in the ass. Of course it is.
Of course. Cool.
I don't think I was carrying any weapons, but I think I was carrying a bolt-action rifle, so yeah, you can... Sure.
Okay. Lex, are you checking your gun?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I was going to say we're at the Arms Emporium. Maybe next time we go to the Legs Emporium for James T.
Yeah, there you go. Well done.
Here all week, folks.
Yeah.
Remember, try the
they've got mannequins in the window. I'm sure they don't need legs.
I think Portland did say, could we find some legs for James T?
Yes, he did.
So
you check your arms.
I recognize the price of armor is probably currently out of our price range because things are really expensive.
It's quite expensive, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm more window shopping at this point, getting an idea of what I would like to get when I actually get the money to do so.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or maybe there's some sort of deal I could make with the proprietor.
Probably
we'll see.
not, but yeah.
Probably not, but
the two coyote guys, they see what you guys are doing. They look a little confused, but then when you put your gun into the drawer, they take their bows off and their quivers and set them in the drawer as well. And it slides back into the wall. And you hear, and the door buzzes open. and you guys can walk in.
I really enjoy that I'm making some friends here.
Yeah, well, kindred spirits, Golden retrievers are friendly dogs.
I'm surprised you guys didn't smell each other's asses upon meeting each other.
I fucking knew at a certain point. I knew. Fucking knew. You were
Well,
gonna
then you
go
should
there.
have beaten me to it instead of being mad about it.
I have some dignity about me.
Well, that's your issue, not
I
mine.
grab yes, fair enough.
All
So
right.
what would a set of armor cost?
Oh, we're talking tens of thousands, right?
Yeah. The cheapest armor that is on the market right now is called Plastic Man armor, and it goes for 18,000.
Yeah. None of us can
Okay.
afford anything here.
Okay, so guess I'm just gonna turn around and walk out.
Well, you can peruse, and take a look at what they offer and things like that. Certainly, the guy on the other side of the counter welcomes you, and his American is much more clear than the Coyote guys, and he says, these two are back for more. How did those bows work out? And the one who barely understands American pauses for a second. And bows good, he says. Oh, good. These your friends? And they look at each other, and they look at you guys. No, they say.
I'll just laugh. My character just laughs.
Yeah. And the one who doesn't understand American looks back at you and kind of gives you a bit of a glare as you laugh. He's like, but they start kind of handling the armor and kind of going through the things and taking a look at what's being offered. And the one that can speak American calls over to Lex. He says,
I'll walk over.
yeah, armor is good. Very strong.
Yeah. Expensive.
But you buy it.
I don't know if I can't afford right now.
So what else do they have?
He's
curious.
got a variety of rifles and cases and laser pistols. He has SDC weapons. Quite a selection. A lot of Wilkes weapons. A lot of Northern gun weapons.
And I'm gonna casually glance over at Lexus. He's talking to the Coyote boys. Coyotes, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And ask, do you have a bandolier by chance?
No, right over there.
And I'll kind of nod and head over in that direction.
All right. And you take a look at what he has.
I'm gonna try and spot one, which is more or less approximately Lex-sized, because I feel like that rather suits his motif, and I still owe him for the covering fire, I think.
Okay, so you're turning Lex into a miniature Chewbacca. All right. So,
Don't give up the game.
okay.
Oh, dear God.
So, you just got to buy him a crossbow.
Out of everyone. No, I already gave him a giant fucking bowcaster. Don't pretend like this isn't a conscious decision here.
Okay.
Between that and trying to slowly corrupt Sir Luke into being Darth Vader, yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think Portland's more Darth Vader, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no
No,
kidding.
he's more Palpatine, which is annoying because I've been shooting.
I thought you
for a
were more
while, and then
Palpatine.
he's like, I just rolled into it with my alignment now because fuck you.
All right, so
I'm so
yeah,
annoyed at that.
if you do find a bandolier that can easily be adjusted down, you'll probably have to like pull it tight and cut the excess off. But about
No, but out of
25.
everybody, I feel like Lex is prime candidate for bandolier, just based on.
Yeah, it's 25 credits for a bandolier.
Yeah, and I'll swipe the card there,
All right.
and I'll just throw it over my shoulder. I won't say anything immediately.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they've got a variety of different equipment. There's knives, there's gas masks, flashlights. For some reason, there's an awful lot of wooden and silver crosses and crucifixes.
Well, I recognize the reason for those.
Yeah, yeah. And, rappelling gear. They even have, he's got a section for outdoors equipment with, like, sleeping bags and tents and stuff like that. Like it's really like you're leaving the city. You should probably buy all this stuff, that sort of thing. So, yeah, it just really depends the sorts of stuff you're looking for. But what you quickly realize is that when it comes to mega damage quality weapons, right, really, really military level stuff, it's a lot of it's out of your price range. As a matter of fact, all of it's out of your price range.
Yeah, there's not a chance I can afford any of this.
I took my C12 heavy assault laser rifle and wanted to sell that to this guy. What would that get me?
You're probably going to get about $7,000 for it.
Oh, that's a lot more than I was thinking.
Maybe a little bit
You
more.
said the
Because
did you
it's
say
a
the
coalition.
Plastic Man armor? Sorry, did you say the Plastic Man armor was like 1,800?
18,000.
Oh, 18,000.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so you're. Yeah, you're looking at quite a bit of needing quite a bit of capital here to buy something.
Well, I'll look at the guy running the shop here. How do people tend to afford this stuff in the general sense around here?
Well, usually they've got credit with some of the salvage places, or some of the museum.
Museum.
Oh yeah.
Pre-riffs.
What's the museum about? Ah, pre-riffs. Okay.
Pre-riffs artifacts will garner you some credits. A lot of people that outfit themselves are working for somebody already. They've got a certain amount of line of credit with that person. It's part of their pay up front, if you think of it that way. But some people get lucky. They run into all sorts of equipment, trade it up. Might be a little damaged, but our operators can fix a lot of things.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
repair.
Now, what does that sort of service run?
Depends. Depends on what you want to get repaired. But it's not cheap, particularly
No,
for
it's not.
environmental body armor.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be pricey.
Oh, if it wasn't totally blown out, I'd consider it. But
No, mine isn't totally blown out, but it's still gonna be really expensive. Almost probably more expensive to fix than it is to.
Yeah, yours is so far gone that, yeah, you're better off just buying a new one.
What about you? Do you need any jobs done that we might be able to trade some of our services for some credits or
might you
the
know of
items you
someone
have
that
in
needs
your
some
shop?
jobs done?
No, hey, this is an honest business, right? He looks up at the cameras. Honest business here. Not doing any under-the-table dealings. Not at all.
We're honest businessmen too. And I'll shoot him a wink because I'm that sort of guy, I guess.
I look at him. Why are you winking at him?
And his hands go kind of open, and he puts his hands in the air, and even the fingers around his mouth open up, and he says, "Listen, we're all just honest here. No need to get aggressive."
I'm
What? The what?
I'm genuinely honest, actually.
I'm not honest. I'm confused.
And he keeps looking up at the camera every time he says something. Yeah.
All right.
Just an honest businessman here. And the two coyote guys are busy trying on some armor. Their legs don't quite fit in the shape of the legs that the armor is made. They're putting the pants on backwards, sort of thing.
Difficult.
Hey, you break it, you buy it. He yells over at the coyotes.
Yeah. On that note, I think I'm going to head
You
out.
sell horse armor?
You.
Is your name Todd Howard?
No, he says.
All right. No DLC then.
And Yeah, Sir Luke, you kind of hear something coming through on your helmet. I'd imagine you're not wearing your fully environmental armor, like sealed.
No,
like,
no,
yeah.
no. I don't have my helmet on.
Yeah, it's probably
I'm
under.
gonna,
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold it up to my ear so I can see what's happening.
yeah, and it's old Jack. It's like, where are you guys?
We're at a blah 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 in the blah 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 district.
What are you doing there?
Well, we followed some coyotes. But where are you at right now?
Well, we're looking for you. We've
Okay, well, let's go. Where do you want to meet? We'll meet up with you right there right away.
well, if you're already at an armor depot, do they have a good selection?
I look around and go, it's decent. It's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Just not affordable.
They don't have any vibro whips.
They don't exist.
Who is that?
It's Lex.
Lex.
I like how it's not Lex and it's not someone representing Lex either. Like that's like the only worse answer you could give is it was the horse.
Listen, just stay there. We'll come to you.
All right.
Do they check and see if they have any urban warrior armor, like the set that you've got?
Yeah. So I ask, do you have any urban warrior armor?
Oh, yes, very popular. Yes.
Yes. Very popular in this honest business.
Yes, very popular.
Yes. And I look at the camera. It's an honest business.
And he looks up at the camera. He almost leans in beside you, looking up at the camera. Yes, honest business. And then he looks. He's like just a little too close to you as he does that. Right. Then he looks over at you.
I'm gonna give him the side eye. I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyways,
Pocket his side sword. You won't do it.
You can't. My psi sword is part of me. I can't pickpocket something I can make manifest.
No, I want him to pickpocket your side sword. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't do it because it's actually a part of. Well,
your frontal lobe can be removed. I would think.
You could try.
The high enough sleight of hand.
That's a fucking sleight of hand.
Well, more of sleight of finger, but yeah.
And he's got 2 extras, so this is the guy to do it.
All right. So he says, "Yeah, right over here," and he walks you over to some urban warrior armor. He looks over at the the coyote guys, still trying to get the armor on. He's like, "It's not going to fit you. Just stop."
Yeah.
"It fit," says one of them. And he's like, "Right here. Here's our selection of urban warrior. Looks like you've already got some, though."
Yeah, I'm good myself, but we have some guys who are coming over that are looking, and they could probably actually afford it.
Oh, well then, maybe they'd like some of this over here. And because it's like this is the really good stuff. This is the Bushman Trooper armor out of Northern Gun. Right? He knocks on the chest. He's like, takes just as good a shot as any of the Coalition armor will. Half the price.
Do they have any Cyberknight armor here?
But there's no such thing as Cyberknight armor. You mean that type of armor that you had before?
Yeah.
Crusader armor for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Crusader armor. Yeah.
Oh,
So
you like the stylized stuff, huh?
Well,
Got Gladiator over there.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm good. My own Crusader armor was terribly damaged. It still does the job a little bit, but not enough.
What got you?
An explosion. A little bit too close to it. It was just dumb. I shouldn't been that far.
Carelessness, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. Thank goodness the armor was there, but it still would have been nice to not have it that damaged.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
They used to call me Butterfingers, and his fingers kind of move in an awkward pattern as he talks around his mouth. But got into sales anyway. So, how many suits do you need?
Well, I think ultimately, maybe as many as 3 they'll probably get, but they're coming this way. They'll let you know for sure.
No, okay. Well,
Did we get discount buying in bulk?
nope.
Good.
Yeah. And he just
I
kind of
forgot to
moves.
ask.
He kind of
shoot
moves
your
in.
shot.
Yeah, he takes 3 of the boxes down that are near where the armor is on display. And he looks over and shakes his head at the 2 coyote guys still trying to get into the armor. It won't fit, he tells them. Will fit, they yell back. And he carries the armor back over.
As he's doing that, I'm going to talk to him. So what are these guys' deal?
I don't know. Some stupid DBs thinking they can wear human armor. Won't fit them. Their legs aren't shaped the right way. Their heads aren't in the right place.
It's also true.
And there's no room for their tails. At least dog boys like him, they can fit in armor. But they were made that way. At least that's what I've heard. Well, anyway, 3 suits, and we can start running up the tally. You're looking at about, what do we got here? About 105,000 credit.
Well, like I said, I mean, it's as many as 3. I don't know if it's going to be 3, but I think they're probably going to at least get a few.
Well, all right. All right. Well, we'll see what they need. We'll see what they need. And after a few minutes, you hear the chime, like the electronic chime go, and the DB behind the counter pushes a button on a microphone and says, "Put your weapons in the drawer. No weapons allowed." And you look, and there's old Jack. He holds up his bionic arm and taps the forearm-mounted cannon. It's like, it's kind of attached, man. It's like, well, no clips then. E-clips in the drawer. Right? All right. And they kind of empty out their stuff. And the 2 Psy Stalkers and old Jack walk into the armor emporium here. You know, Rasputin just kind of keeps shaking his head. He's like, "Jack, we just got screwed on that sale." It's like, well, they're damaged. What do you expect? And ever since the new model came out, they're just not worth what they used to be. He looks over at Sennett and you and Lex and Portland, who's kind of got the 1,000-yard stare. And he says, well, we got a little bit of cash. Enough to buy some armor.
I'll let them know that he might be selling as many as potentially 3, but be whatever you guys need. So they might have some out in stock already. They're out on for your to try on at this point.
Yeah, well, Lex has a pretty good gun. Based on where we're going, I'm thinking pulse rifles are the order of the day. Can't get a nice triax job like Lex has. Those things are super pricey and not very abundant. You don't have any triax stuff, do you? He says to the guy behind the counter. Oh, no. A lot of northern gun. Triax, yeah. New German Republic.
Think I've heard of it. Oh, I don't think I've heard of that before.
Yeah, they just started appearing. Nobody heard of them before. Nobody even knew. Well, I didn't even know that there was a place called Germany. Apparently it's on the other side of the ocean. But
beyond Atlantis.
No, I hope so. But yeah, anyway. But pulse rifles, that's the way to go. You got any L20s? Oh yeah, lots of L20s. We can get those easy. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what Rasputin and Sly use most of the time. Good L20 will take down, well, most of the time, just what you need. And you got armor. Sennett, you wear armor?
Used to until it all got blown out.
Okay.
Luke is the only one with armor left. I've got a couple tricks in my sleeve. So does Portland, but...
Well, Portland can't wear armor anyway. He's a mage.
I think he can wear armor. It just kind of gets in the way.
And Sly says, he can't wear armor like this. And he points to the plastic man stuff. They tend to wear armor made out of fury beetle hides. Strong,
Sure.
Durable, but not metal, not machine. They can still cast their magic okay. Wrap up a leyline walker in one of these, and he taps on the plastic armor. It's like, he won't cast another spell. Isn't that right, Portland? Portland just, again, stares and drools into the distance. Yeah. All right. So all told, old Jack, he's got a decent weapon himself. Sly and Rasputin have decent weapons themselves. He's going to outfit the three of them in Urban Warrior, and he's happy to use the proceeds from the sale to outfit both Senate and Lex with the same armor. However, he says it's gonna whatever we take, this counts against your cut.
Yeah, call it a forward. That's fair.
Yeah.
So currently, the one clip I've been using, there's 6 of 20 left. So what would the charge be?
Yeah. So he will, for such a massive purchase, he will recharge your energy clips for you.
Oh, for free?
Cool.
Yeah. He will
Boom.
So I know we picked up a couple clips at the convoy. I assume there would have been a couple clips with these pistols when we found them.
That's right.
But I don't have an exact count.
You only found those guns with full clips in them, I believe, is how it went.
Yeah. Okay.
But
like I have the clips. I have the clips in my 2 guns, and then I also have 6 more. It says in my back.
so
And hearing that, I'll say, well, a backpack's a bad place for him, and I'll toss him the bandolier. Oh, so smooth.
so
Skill for that?
Yeah.
I should get a skill for that.
so
I think we got what we need here.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we're good.
yeah. And you guys, Portland, anything else you were hoping for?
I think I'm good.
Cool.
I might grab a couple of mundane things, a flashlight. Do they have any optics, like scopes? I guess we have a set of binoculars floating around somewhere.
Oh,
It doesn't really matter.
Could you put a scope on a Wilkes laser rifle?
You can buy scopes and stuff, yeah, for sure.
How much are scopes?
So
I don't see how my coyote friends are doing.
they've managed to get into the upper part of the armor. One of them's trying to put the helmet on, but it obviously won't fit around his muzzle. So
Not good.
not really, no. Armor good, they say.
But
So-
as I walk over and they say armor good, I just want to say armor good, yes, does not fit you. Armor would fit me.
The one kind of pulls his head out of the helmet and hands the helmet to you.
I put it on. Does it fit me?
Not at all. It's made for humans, right?
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Great. So just when he hands it to me, I would just say, no, the body armor, the leg armor, that would fit me.
Do you like
Doesn't
show
fit
them?
you well.
Do you like show them your leg?
Yeah.
How it bends?
Ooh. Sexy.
Yeah.
And the one looks at your leg and he looks mortified, and he looks over at the other guy and again says this kind of growling sort of guttural thing and points at your leg, and he drops his helmet and looks at your leg and the one looks at you. What are you?
I'm a dog boy.
Where are you
So
from?
do they from Coalition?
We are from Al Gore.
Al Gore?
Al Gore?
Oh,
Holy
man, he
shit.
created the internet.
He's been here. Oh shit! You beat me fucking by a second.
I thought you don't get mad at stuff.
You're so close. So close.
Yeah, redline
Do
the
I
audio.
know-
That's good.
You never had
Do
a
I know
chance.
where that is?
You never had a chance.
I know.
Fastest hand in the West.
Do I know where that is?
You can offhand. No, do you have any sort of like knowledge, land navigation knowledge about.
I have land navigation.
Okay, you can give me a roll on that to see if you've ever even heard of. Yeah, you're like, the only thing that you can think of is Alcor, which is the name of like a section of Ironheart, in the state of Ironheart. It's it's basically a company that works on aluminum manufacture, but.
Okay. So I just want to say I don't know where that is.
It's home. This is not home. We need to get home. And
how far?
And they point. It's like they point off in the distance. Walked for days to get here.
You buy me armor. We help take you home.
Oh my goodness.
You still talking like this? This is the trying not to like fucking.
You buy us armor.
Oh,
Then I'll. So they say that they want me to buy them armor. No, armor doesn't fit you.
Make fit. Make it fit. And he starts to try to put his leg in the armor again.
Won't fit. Can't fit.
And he takes the armor off, says something to his friend. He sounds frustrated. And just a boy, he says when he looks at you, as they peel off the armor and throw it on the ground and make their way to the door.
Good luck getting home.
And once they're in the foyer, the drawer comes out. One of them picks up your gun, Lex.
Oh, no fucking way.
And he looks at it and looks at you, looking at him, and he puts it back in and picks up his bow and his quiver and slings it, and they both head out, leaving your gun behind, back in the drawer.
I was getting ready to do some awful.
That was a good choice. Good choice.
Very good choice.
Okay, so we got the stuff that we want anyways.
Yeah, you guys had asked about some optics.
Optics. Yeah.
So telescopic sight, looking at about $1,000.
That's not bad.
You can get crosshairs, basically like a built-in for an extra 500 credits. You can get infrared scope for 1,000. You can build in laser targeting for 2,000. Different light filters. You can get night vision, like passive night vision, so that doesn't produce any sort of beam of light. So what the way infrared works is it shines a beam of infrared light on stuff, and you can see it because the electronics can pick up infrared, so it produces light. So anything that can see infrared will see your light shining. But passive night vision just amplifies light that's already there. And then there's thermal vision, which costs $12,000. So night vision, $6,000. Thermal vision, $12,000, which basically is like the Predator. You can see heat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
like
a
Fingers McMouther over there.
little too much for me. Laser targeting, awesome.
Cool. Anybody else buying scopes?
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. And with that, we'll call it a session. Thanks for sticking with us here. And if you liked us, hit the like button. Toss some comments down below. If you really liked us, subscribe if you haven't already. Or if you have subscribed, share us with your friends. There's a share button down there. You can share the show or our other shows with your friends and get that word out there that we're here and we're doing some rifts. I'm Magnum Pi, here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar. And we are Initiative Zero.